Child actors often surprise us with their talent, but some roles push them into deeply controversial and challenging territory few adults could handle. Today, we dive into the most shocking child performances in film and TV history, roles filled with horror, violence, and complex emotions that ignited intense debates and left lasting impacts. These performances, often laden with heavy themes, force audiences to grapple with uncomfortable truths about childhood and the societal implications of such representations. From Dakota Fanning portraying an abused girl in Hound Dog, to Natalie Portman playing a hitman's protege in The Professional, these young actresses took on roles that many would deem inappropriate for children, yet their performances were undeniably powerful. Similarly, Kirsten Dunst's haunting depiction of Claudia, the eternally young vampire in Interview with the Vampire, reveals the complexities and emotional burdens placed on child actors through the lens of their characters' lives. Each of these performances challenges the boundaries of childhood innocence, prompting audiences to reconsider the impact that such heavy narratives can have on young performers and the message they convey to viewers. Ultimately, these roles serve as a reflection of societal values, raising questions about the moral responsibilities of filmmakers and the psychological implications for child actors playing such challenging roles. As we explore these performances, we will uncover the intricate tapestry of child acting, one that reveals both the resilience and vulnerability of youth in the face of darkness. Dakota Fanning's controversial role in Hound Dog. In 2007, Dakota Fanning, at just 12 years old, took on a role in Hound Dog that left audiences and critics in shock. Her character, a neglected and abused girl, faced intense and disturbing themes that many believe were inappropriate for a child actress. The film featured a controversial scene that, while not graphically depicted, implied severe abuse, leading to an outcry from viewers, critics, and activist groups alike. Fanning's participation in such a challenging role sparked debates about whether a child should ever be asked to portray such harrowing experiences. Though Dakota defended her choice, stating that she believed it was a story worth telling, the surrounding controversies ultimately overshadowed the film's message. She hoped that her portrayal might help some survivors feel less alone, yet the backlash significantly harmed the movie's reception and commercial success. Hound Dog only grossed $131,000 against its $3 million budget, signifying the film's struggles due to negative publicity. Despite the backlash, Fanning's performance demonstrated her immense talent and willingness to step into difficult roles, which continued to characterize her career as she matured in Hollywood. Even as a young actress, her commitment to portraying complex emotional landscapes was evident. However, the intense scrutiny and challenges she faced illustrated the heavy burden child actors can bear when tackling serious social issues. This role remains a significant moment in Dakota Fanning's career, as it raised critical questions about child actors, their protection, and the responsibilities of filmmakers in storytelling. Natalie Portman's bold debut in The Professional. At just 12 years old, Natalie Portman made her film debut in The Professional, a role that would set her on a path to stardom. Portraying Matilda, a young girl seeking revenge after her family is brutally murdered, Portman brought a unique combination of innocence and depth, captivating audiences and critics alike. Working alongside veteran actor Jean Reno, who played the enigmatic hitman Leon, Portman found herself in an intense and often violent narrative that challenged her emotionally and psychologically. The film itself, directed by Luc Besson, blended elements of action, drama, and dark humor, creating a vivid contrast between Matilda's vulnerable position and the ruthless world surrounding her. Critics praised Portman's performance, noting how she managed to navigate complex emotions, from loss and grief to anger and loyalty. Her ability to portray a character faced with adult themes, such as violence and morality, added layers to the film that challenged typical expectations of child actors at the time. Many discuss the ethical implications of including a child in such a storyline. Yet Portman's skill in handling the material brought a certain authenticity that resonated deeply. Notably, her bond with Leon, portrayed as both protective and complicated, sparked debates about the nature of their relationship. Even years later, The Professional remains a pivotal film in Portman's career, showcasing her remarkable talent from an early age. This bold debut ultimately paved the way for an illustrious career, establishing her as one of Hollywood's most versatile actresses, who would go on to tackle even more complex roles in subsequent years. Kirsten Dunst's intense performance in Interview with the Vampire. Kirsten Dunst's portrayal of Claudia in Interview with the Vampire is a haunting masterpiece that showcases not only her formidable acting skills, but also the challenges of portraying a character trapped in youthful innocence, yet burdened with adult emotions. At just 11 years old, Dunst stepped into a role that no child should ever have to tackle, capturing the essence of a 5-year-old vampire who is, at once, both a victim and a predator in the harsh world of immortality. Her character, Claudia, is transformed into a vampire, forced to grapple with her eternal childhood, while yearning for freedom and revenge against those who wronged her. Dunst's ability to convey deep-seated emotions through subtle expressions and piercing gaze left audiences both captivated and disturbed. The weight of her character's experiences, the loss of her humanity, combined with insatiable thirst for vengeance, gives her performance an unsettling depth that challenges the viewer's perceptions of good and evil. Critics praise the performance for its complexity and raw intensity, marking Dunst as a child actor capable of tackling material well beyond her years. The film, based on Anne Rice's novel, pushed boundaries not just in themes, but also in casting a young actress in a role filled with dark implications. Dunst's performance earned her a Golden Globe nomination, solidifying her reputation as one of Hollywood's most promising young talents. It's a role that left an indelible mark on cinematic history, raising questions about the ethics of casting children in such roles, while also celebrating the brilliance of a young star who could handle the pressure. Christian Bale's emotional depth in Empire of the Sun. At just 13 years old, Christian Bale delivered a remarkable performance in Empire of the Sun, a film directed by Steven Spielberg which highlights the resilience of a child amid the horror of war. Set during World War II in a Japanese internment camp, Bale plays Jamie Graham, a British boy whose life is turned upside down when he is separated from his parents and forced into a brutal reality, struggling for survival. The emotional depth that Bale brings to the character is nothing short of astonishing, capturing Jim's transformation from innocent youth to a hardened survivor. The film illustrates Jim's journey, depicting his vulnerability, confusion, and eventual resilience in harrowing situations, showcasing Bale's ability to convey complex emotions even at a young age. Viewers witness Jim's internal struggles and the loss of his childhood innocence as he navigates the physical and emotional challenges of camp life, including witnessing cruelty, starvation, and the harshness of human nature. Bale's expressive face, filled with fear and determination, resonates with audiences, making Jim a character we empathize with deeply. The moments of despair juxtaposed with fleeting glimpses of hope highlight the conflicting emotions a child experiences amidst chaos, and Bale's performance encapsulates this beautifully. His ability to communicate Jim's fear, longing, and eventual resolve marks a significant achievement in child acting, proving that even young performers can deliver powerful, nuanced portrayals in the most challenging roles. Empire of the Sun remains an unforgettable film not just for its depiction of war, but also for its brilliant insight into the psychological toll on a young boy navigating impossible circumstances. Child villainy in The Good Son and other thrillers. The portrayal of child villains in film has been both fascinating and unsettling, and one of the most notorious examples is Macaulay Culkin's chilling performance in The Good Son. In this thriller, Culkin plays Henry, a seemingly innocent boy who reveals a sinister, cold-blooded nature throughout the film. What makes his character truly disturbing is the stark contrast between his young age and the malevolent behavior he exhibits, which consistently grips the audience with tension. As Henry interacts with his cousin, played by Elijah Wood, the film dives into dark themes of manipulation, jealousy, and violence, turning the innocent child archetype on its head. This performance challenged the audience to confront their perceptions of childhood innocence and morality. Similar focus on child actors portraying evil exists in other films as well. For example, in Orphan, Isabel Fuhrman plays a child who is not merely a victim, but a manipulative figure capable of horrific acts. The sinister conception of a seemingly innocent child capable of malevolence raises questions surrounding the psychological complexities of childhood and the moral implications of portraying such characters on screen. These films explore the unsettling idea that evil sometimes wears a familiar face and often forces viewers to grapple with uncomfortable realities about the nature of childhood. As we gaze into the depths of child villainy in cinema, we confront not just the shadows of innocent-looking preteens, but also the darker aspects of humanity that lie beneath. Brooke Shields and the debate on child sexuality in film. Brooke Shields has been at the center of a heated debate surrounding child sexuality in film, since she appeared in controversial roles as a young actress. Her role in the 1978 film Pretty Baby is perhaps the most notorious, as it features Shields as a child prostitute living in a New Orleans brothel during the early 20th century. The film portrayed themes of innocence and exploitation, capturing audiences' attention and igniting discussions about the appropriateness of such topics for a young actress. Shields, only 12 years old at the time, was often criticized for her involvement in such provocative material, with many arguing that it sexualized a minor inappropriately. Shields defended her role, stating that the film addressed important social issues and was not intended to exploit her character. Still, the backlash was intense, leading to calls for stricter regulations on child actors in similar films. In the following years, Shields starred in The Blue Lagoon, another film that involved nudity and romantic themes, raising eyebrows and prompting debates about the portrayal of young girls in sexualized contexts. Critics argued that, while Shields displayed undeniable talent, these roles contributed to a problematic trend in Hollywood that blurred the lines between childhood innocence and adult themes. As Shields grew older and continued her career, she often reflected on the complexities of her early roles, emphasizing the lasting impact these experiences had on her life. Her journey through the murky waters of fame offers valuable insights into the broader conversation about child actors and the responsibilities of filmmakers in presenting sensitive subjects. The Exorcist's Linda Blair and physical toll of horror. Playing the role of Regan MacNeil in the 1973 horror classic The Exorcist, Linda Blair was only 13 years old when she took on this challenging role, a job that would bring her immense fame, but also a great deal of physical and emotional strain. The film's notorious scenes required Blair to endure various physically demanding stunts, including levitation and exorcism sequences, which took a significant toll on her body and mental health throughout the filming process. In interviews, she later revealed that she suffered from back injuries, specifically a fractured spine, due to the demanding levitation scenes. This injury, unfortunately, led to long-term complications that would result in ongoing health issues throughout her life. Additionally, the psychological weight of portraying a possessed child in such disturbing circumstances heavily impacted Blair's mental state. Despite the heavy themes and physically grueling nature of the role, Blair worked diligently to separate herself from her character after filming wrapped. Yet, as the film quickly gained notoriety, she often found it challenging to escape the clutches of Regan. Critics and audiences alike were captivated by her performance, yet they also expressed deep concern over the psychological implications of a young girl engaging so intensely with such dark material. Nonetheless, Blair has repeatedly clarified that the tales of her being traumatized or psychologically scarred were exaggerated, stating that she ventured into the production with a level of professionalism that allowed her to handle the extreme demands of the role, effectively navigating the complexities of playing a character enveloped in darkness. Her remarkable ability to portray vulnerability in the face of horror left an indelible mark on the genre, and Blair continues to remind viewers of the intricate balance between storytelling and the physical toll it can take on young actors. Child actors navigating trauma and intense roles in modern TV. In modern television, child actors have become key players in complex narratives, showcasing a range of emotions and experiences that often mirror the harsh realities of life. Often these roles push the boundaries of what is typically expected of young performers, tackling issues like addiction, neglect, and emotional trauma. For instance, in The Americans, the character Paige Jennings, played by Holly Taylor, navigates a world filled with secrets and lies as the daughter of Russian spies. Her journey is both engaging and deeply unsettling, prompting viewers to reflect on the psychological impacts of living a double life at such a young age. Similarly, The Wire features Jermaine Crawford as Dookie Williams, a character dealing with the heavy burdens of bullying and systemic neglect. Crawford's portrayal is a heart-wrenching exploration of a child facing the grim realities of life in an unforgiving environment, displaying both innocence and vulnerability while being subjected to harrowing experiences. Furthermore, shows like Big Little Lies also present young characters, requiring their young actors to embody intense emotions and respond to adult situations, creating scenarios where the boundaries of childhood are blurred. These performances, while captivating, often spark conversations about the responsibilities of filmmakers, ensuring that child actors are protected from the emotional toll of their roles, as well as the importance of providing support throughout the production process. Balancing the art of storytelling with the vulnerability of youth is a delicate task, yet it can lead to remarkable performances that resonate deeply with audiences, drawing attention to the impact of trauma and the resilience of young people in the face of adversity. From controversial casting choices to emotionally grueling performances, child actors have repeatedly taken on roles that test boundaries and force audiences to confront uncomfortable truths. These performances provoke ongoing debates about the balance between artistic expression and child protection, reminding us of the complex realities behind the camera. Child actors often display a level of talent and maturity that astounds viewers, yet this talent can come at a high cost. The pressures of playing in intense and often dark narratives can have lasting effects, not just on the pieces being produced, but on the well-being of the young performers themselves. As the industry continues to evolve, it is crucial to prioritize the safety and mental health of these young talents. Careful consideration must be given to the types of roles available and the themes explored, allowing children to express their artistic abilities without sacrificing their innocence or well-being. Ultimately, the stories told through these performances offer valuable insights into the challenges faced by children in harsh circumstances, but they must be told with a strong sense of responsibility. It is essential for filmmakers, writers, and parents to work together in creating a safe environment for young actors, ensuring their experiences are positive and empowering. By nurturing their talents, while also respecting their childhood, we can support a new generation of performers that can tackle difficult themes with both sensitivity and strength. With greater awareness and care, we can continue to enjoy these powerful performances, while also advocating for the rights and protection of child actors in the entertainment industry.